Okay. So that was Kay. That would be his wife. I know, my goodness! He just died! Well, that's why you make sure that it's dead. But still, holy cow. Where is this going? That is an awful way to go. Yeah, right in front of your daughter. Well, no wonder Dawn didn't talk about it. That's awful. Meal ready to eat. Need MRA or MREs. Always the Marine, right?
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
No kidding. Frick. So Gregory, he only lived a year. This baby. That was... So this is Dawn. Okay, here's Gregory. And that's Dawn. And then Gus was her brother too. He was a rebel. I like the mohawk. Whoa. Looks like he's holding the kite. In the portrait.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Oh, a poem for Gus. Raise flag, breakfast time. Duties. Greg, be a baby. Well, the baby just died? After a year? Okay, and Sam Finch. The divorce, yeah. Lawsuit is filed against you. To Sam Finch.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Oh.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
The babies are special. What am I doing here? Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm the frog! I'm the frog!
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
That's Kay.
Hello?
Yeah, knock down all the
Sam,
letters.
I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Mommy, answer the phone later. No, I don't like this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Yeah. Whew. You wrote a poem for Gus.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Oh. Like collecting them. Yeah, I'm not good with kites.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Oh.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
So he didn't want to step on. Is at the wedding? Oh. Wait,
When the time
that
for
thing
photos
fell
came,
off.
Dad ordered him to
Come
come
here.
But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Oh dear.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
This thing is gonna smush him. Remember, it was blown down.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
And then the tent pushed it over.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone. Just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Oh. Oh.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
So on the wedding, he was flying his kite, and then it was a storm, and it caught the tent and blew down that statue on top of him. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the proper term for the Native American type statue like that. Was he gonna be Benjamin Franklin with the kite? Nova. So I guess up we go. I shouldn't be climbing
My mom
if
moved
I'm
up to the
pregnant.
loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
I better not die at the end of this. Oh yeah, totem pole. That's what they're called. So this was... She just moved up here to get away from strength, respect, teamwork. Teacher's calling. Was she a teacher? Rosary means she's Catholic. Yeah, she was a teacher. High school teacher. Fly to India. Pack. 10 ways to teach critical thinking. Well, she was a Catholic high school teacher. Did she meet him online?
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Oh, cool.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Okay. Oh.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Oh, she lived in India?
Louis was born a year later.
Oh, Louis. Oh, I wonder, did she come out here and throw the missing person's papers eventually? Maybe out of anger.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
So this was kind of her getaway. Louis, Milton, Edith.
And to see kids in the house again.
It's cute. Little cityscape. Little gardens. She liked her gardening then. She made little gardening for... So Milton, instead of planting anything, just painted on the pots.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Who did this contracting work? It's not safe.
And for a while, things were good.
Oh, well,
Almost
she did
normal.
homeschooling. Yeah. Barbara, Molly, Sam. Lewis rules. Fact or fiction? Oh, I don't see Milton's desk. It's empty. See, I want to set
But
up
it
like a
didn't
little
last.
homeschooling thing. Like this. I'm gonna be homeschooling my baby girl. Observation, question, research, experimentation, data, and conclusion. If efforts end in disaster. Oh, that's how he died. Okay. Huh. So she was talking about myth, hit the supposed curse. Oh, by Edith Finch. Huh. It didn't last. Of course it didn't.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday. So he was 10 years old. I like that. Milton. Heck yeah, man. I want my own castle. Or did he just kind of spend his days in here? Well, he was only 10, so... Oh, the footprints. Oh wow, that's cool. This, whoa. This 10-year-old is good. That's neat looking.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Ooh, that's neat. That doesn't seem safe, though. But here we go. Milton. Look at this. This is cool. All of his paints. You like the black and white. I like that effect too with black and white paint. The contrast is cool. So Milton, is it gonna show how he...
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh, that's touchy. Achoo! Magic paintbrush. Oh, a story within a story. Oh, that's the painting. That's the door. You went to a secret place. Huh. Hmm.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
So she never really knew him. Hmm.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Yeah, he went missing, Nova. No, they don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Oh. I love how it paths you. Because it's like I didn't even notice the staircase. You go straight here. I know the door probably blocked it, but still, that's cool. Subtle. This seems really unsafe.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself.
Why would she blame Edie?
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Oh. So was he kind of on autopilot after Milton disappeared? Man, it's kind of unrealistic with how the house is, but man, it's a cool design, really. I'd like all this stuff. This would be cool. Oh. It's a hookah.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Hey, man. Whoa, trippy. Legalize marijuana. High school diploma. Like just computer games too. Heck yeah, this is a cool room.
Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Where's the TV? Oh, it's mounted.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
Hmm. Watch out for caterpillars. Yeah. Like the Alice in Wonderland. Stoner caterpillar.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Monotony.
He kept working at the cannery, but
Yeah.
he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to
What? What?
wander.
Whoa. It's like a game.
I asked him to describe it. He said he
Well-
started small.
Whoa. This is such a cool representation of like you're doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Imagining a labyrinth.
And you zone out.
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats
That's
and toads.
toads. Dragons. There be dragons.
And things that have not names.
What?
He knew it was all in his head.
You at McDonald's. Nova.
He took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then.
So he's just
daydreaming at the
drawing.
cannery.
Yeah. Why? What's wrong with
I spoke with his
daydreaming?
boss,
Well, I am
but
working.
he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
You're a psychiatrist. You're supposed to know better, right?
I even
Oh
encouraged him.
gosh, this is not good. So,
It seemed very promising at first.
is he gonna
told
cut
me
his
he'd
hand
made a new
off?
friend.
He made a new friend. Made a new friend?
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
An accident, yeah.
Then he made musicians.
Made musicians.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Fish.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Like Mario.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
That's what he said, so
It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
Louisville.
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Forgot to go home.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Oh. Like he just detached.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
Sinister serpents. Let us go forward.
sinister serpents.
We shall slay the serpents.
He followed the sound of her
Sitar! Sitar is better!
Electric sitar.
I can't focus!
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Okay.
Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Rick. Well, like, imagine if you're getting this far detached from reality.
But he was so
You're
proud
trying
of having
to
created
do
it.
what he's doing.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Greater than a king?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Jeez.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Oh. I'm at the cannery? Oh no.
He began to forget the world we know.
Oh no. Oh no.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
I'm gonna go up.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Oh, that's him.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Oh no.
The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Wait, is this Calico? Molly. Our cat. So wait a minute. So this psychiatrist is saying he's telling her all this stuff and he didn't, like, she didn't think he was a danger to himself?
His queen waited, holding his crown.
Oh, do you see that? Right there.
There was only one thing left to do.
Look at his arm. His head?
Then down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Oh my. Wayne saw the blood on the hat. So we are in Washington. It said Seattle Institute. Wait, lady psychiatrist, excuse me. You didn't think he was a danger to himself? But why? Well, they said substance abuse, like he had to get clean. I mean, marijuana's whatever, but like, if he was on harder stuff, that really messes with your brain. And guilt about Milton being missing.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
She was like, she was just done. She's gonna leave the house.
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Oh. Well, yeah, Edie probably wouldn't have left otherwise.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Well, probably easier.
I wish we'd stayed.
All the missing posters.
But I understand why we left.
This was Edith's room? Who's at the top?
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
To teach and to learn. 7 ways to create a fulfilling classroom. She even wrote a book. Maybe 90th birthday. Grandma's. Disaster relief. Yeah, the dad. Maybe this was Dawn's and the dad's bedroom at the very top. Oh, seems like it's Edith's.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Yeah, this is Edith.
Maybe it should have come sooner.
Wow, this is cool. I was at the very tippy top.
But it had to end one way or another.
Whoa.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Last night. Wow. Okay. Just looking at all the environmental storytelling. She likes her paper craft. Why does... Well, little feather pen.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Well, you can't stay alone, Grandma. Oh, it's me.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
You may have left a present.
When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Oh.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Why would you seal up the library?
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
So the mother was really thinking the curse
Edith
was
has
real.
a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
It's not ideal either. History of the Finches by Edith Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Who am I?
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
Oh, so she actually
God,
went
it
out.
smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
It would smell awful with all the dead fish on the shore.
But I never thought I'd go back to it.
So she was able to actually go back to the house. Nova, yeah, this is about like the last night that they were at the house.
When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh gosh, cannot see.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered.
Oh yeah, I thought you're supposed to keep
I started
still.
seeing things.
Grandma? Why are you seeing things?
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That
Like
night,
she finally got to the
a
house.
lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
I'm playing as the grandma. Great grandma.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine!
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Oh.
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Oh, gosh.
After
okay.
that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot.
Oh, no.
The rest happened pretty quickly.
No. Oh.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Okay.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now...
No.
Things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it.
No.
It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
That's her son, Ian Dallas. Oh, wow. I like how the developers have all their kid photos. I think it's just, even if it's hard, like family history and family goes through things, it's still good to talk about what happened. It's still good to let you know, like, who your family was. Even if it is dark and... But then you kinda... You learn from, you know, past mistakes. You learn from family. Like the photos. Oh, baby. I just remind you of a pic of James. I mean, it's kind of sad. It's like, I mean, my dad kind of has some photos, I think, of when he was a kid, but so little that there's not much to speak of. And then Mom, I don't even have any pictures of when she was little. I think I remember one picture that my dad showed me when she was a little girl. And that was it. Edith Finch team. Of developer. The end.